All right, now that step C is complete, we're going to move on to step D. On our outline, we're going to add the introduction and conclusion sections, and we're going to copy and paste our thesis statement. So, same copy of your turn that we're still working with. The same thing at the beginning of this document. First, you're going to place your cursor after the period at the end of your last piece of information in the last section. You're going to hit Enter, then Shift-Tab to turn the capital letter into Roman numeral. On that now blank line with the Roman numeral, you're going to type the word conclusion. So here's how it looks. It's all right. Sample. Enter there, Shift-Tab, conclusion. Personally, just my choice, now you don't have to do it. I like having an extra skipped line between parts of the outline. I think it's easier to read. Now we're going to place our cursor at the start of the first heading. Hit the Enter key to push your first heading down one line. On that now blank I, Roman numeral I line, we're going to type word introduction. Back to the top. Cursor, first word, first line, Enter. Introduction. And again, I'm going to hit Enter and backspace. I want that extra line there. Again, these are just placeholders. So we know later on we're going to add something to that, but we don't know what it is just yet. Now, after the introduction, we're going to hit Enter and Tab to change the Roman numeral 2 that shows up to a capital A, and we're going to type the words thesis statement. Enter, Tab, thesis statement. And I'll put a colon after that, a space. This next step might take a little searching. So a couple weeks back, you completed, or were supposed to have completed, a thesis statement Google form. You might recall this is the one where you had to decide which text structure you were going to use. It was like cause effect, problem solution, compare contrast. You also may recall that when you did that form, I replied to each and every one of you, unless you filled it out in the last 3 or 4 days. And I gave you feedback on which of the 2 thesis statements you included. And I oftentimes told you changes I wanted you to make to it. If you continued making those revisions, you kept going until you got back from the sounds good, or go with it, or you're ready, you're all set, something that affirmed you and approved what you had, so it's ready to go. If you didn't make those changes yet, you need to go do that now. So hit the pause button on the screencast and go find that email and make the change. For purposes of the screencast, I'm going to keep going. So thesis statement. I know I did something with thesis, so I could search that, for example. I've got it here, but I could always search in my inbox. And it comes back thesis feedback. I already opened it. And so I made a note to myself, use the second one. So I'm just going to copy and paste those words, that sentence. Doesn't matter if the text is different size, different color, doesn't matter. Control C or double click to copy that. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to paste it right where it says thesis statement. Again, mine happens to be a different color. For what you're doing right now, it does not matter. The point is that you have that sentence here ready to go. And that sentence should be complete. If I approve that sentence and you had told not to make any more changes, that is the first sentence in your entire paper that is ready for the final draft. You shouldn't have to make changes to it unless what you've written about has changed. So at this time, I'm going to close this screencast and do a separate screencast for the second half of this step, where we go from step D to step E. So hit the pause, end the screencast, rewatch if you need to, but go find that thesis statement and copy and paste it in. If you didn't take care of that, or didn't finish making the revisions, or didn't get an approval from me, now would be a great time, once you find it, to send me that email and for us to dialogue about that over email. And we can always do a Zoom conference too, just for a quick conversation to make sure you know what you need to do.